Hello. I'm going to be answering some questions based upon the survey that I did. So the first one is, what disposition do I possess that will make me a good teacher? I believe there are a couple. Lifelong learning. I believe that as an educator, it is my responsibility to constantly learn, as well as not assume that I'm always going to know better than a student, as they can surprise you. They might know some things about a topic that I don't know. And not just shutting students down and allowing students to speak can help also me learn as well as them. And a positive learning environment. I believe that any student can learn, and we should encourage different ways to think and not be stuck in our ways and shut everything down just because that's not the way that I would do it, or that's not the way that I would think about a situation. I think those are good things that'll help me become a good teacher. The next question was, what disposition do I need to work on? I think I need to learn how to properly respond to certain challenges and learn what I should and should not do in certain situations that I haven't yet found myself in. I think that we all know in the back of our heads, like, what would I do in this situation? Or what would I say in this? But I also feel that when you get into certain situations and it's your first time in them, that oftentimes people don't respond the way they should. And as an educator, I need to learn how to respond to things and know what I should and shouldn't do before I ever get to that point. Next one is, what attributes should a teacher have, and what standards guide their actions and their thinking? I think every teacher should radiate professionalism. We need to know not only the boundaries and the proper dynamics of a student-teacher relationship, as in like how I as a teacher should be talking to, behaving around a student, and how they should be talking to and behaving around me. It is my job to teach them, and it is also their job to learn. And once we cross that, it can lead to bad things. It can lead to students learning or no longer having a desire to learn from you. It can have them no longer respecting you. You can lose control of a classroom if you don't uphold that. But we also should be punctual, seek to improve ourselves, and have a positive attitude as we guard their thirst for knowledge and our desire to spread that knowledge. The next one is, how could teacher dispositions positively or negatively influence the psychological and moral development of adolescents? I believe the more positivity you put into your dispositions, that are your strengths, the better you will be able to positively influence your students. You must maintain that level of respect that is expected of you, and not doing so can break down, like I said before, the student-teacher dynamics. And the better we do as educators, the more we can get out of our students. The better job we do, the more that they will learn. And I truly believe that if we start to undermine ourselves and not do the job that it is expected of us, the worse it could be for the students. The next question is, how will I uphold the expectations of the profession, including the codes of ethics, professional standards of practice, and relevant laws and policies? Ultimately, I have to respect myself and my students. I have to follow the laws to the letter and make sure that I do all I can for my students. My goal is their education. And there are certain expectations of me and of them. And making sure that their education is in the forefront of my mind. there's nothing wrong with being friendly with students, and there's nothing wrong with, at times, having to put your foot down. But at the end of the day, it is their education that is important. And knowing what you can and cannot do, what you can and can't say, and how you should or should not behave around students is important. I will do everything in my power to uphold anything I can, and do what I can to guide these students on their educational journey. Lastly, how will I promote healthy moral development with students? I have to remember that these are kids and these are students. So I have to be able to ask them questions. Are you okay? Are you guys learning what you should be learning? Are you having trouble with anything? Is there anything wrong? Are you feeling okay? I have to be able to understand my students and understand and notice when things aren't right with them. Oh, this student isn't their normal self. Are you okay? I have to remember that these kids need to all feel welcomed, and they all need to feel respected. Just as I expect them to respect me, I have to respect them. I have to make sure that they understand that they aren't just, here for me to boss around. Because that's not the case. It's my job to teach. And I want them to understand that when they step in that classroom, that it's a safe place to learn. It's a safe place to ask questions and to better themselves. And I will make sure that every student is noticed. Because I think one of the saddest things, and something that I myself had to deal with when I was in school, was feeling like nobody noticed that I was ever there. And making sure that every student knows that they're there, that they're seen, that they're heard, and that their education and the time that they have with you is important. And so that is my assignment. These are the things that I feel would make me a good teacher, and things that I think a teacher should possess. Thank you.